The year was 1978, and the city of Delhi was held captive by a ghost, an enigma known only as the Cipher Killer. He was a phantom who left behind not fingerprints or witnesses, but complex coded messages at the scenes of his brutal crimes. For months, he terrorized the city, his ciphers taunting the police, each one a riddle wrapped in a murder. The lead detective on the case, a brilliant but beleaguered man named Inspector Vikram Singh, poured his life into catching him. But the killer vanished as suddenly as he had appeared, leaving the final cipher unsolved and the case files to gather dust. Decades later, the ghost of the Cipher Killer would return, but not for the city, for Vikram's grandson. Meet Leo, a young and ambitious journalist with a sharp mind and an inherited obsession. For him, the Cipher Killer wasn't just a legendary cold case, it was a dark family legacy. He grew up on stories of his grandfather's hunt, the frustration and the near misses. But this legacy became chillingly personal. Every year, on the exact anniversary of the last victim's death, a letter would arrive for Leo. It was always anonymous, always bearing a cryptic message in the same distinct style as the original ciphers. It was a yearly ritual, a taunt from the shadows, a promise from the killer that he had not been forgotten, and neither had the Singh family. This year's letter was different. It wasn't just a riddle, it was an invitation. The code was more intricate, the words more direct. After a week of sleepless nights, cross-referencing old case files and his grandfather's notes, Leo cracked it. The message pointed to a single location, a derelict textile mill on the outskirts of the city, a place that had featured prominently in the original investigation as a potential hideout, but was ultimately dismissed. With a mix of dread and determination, Leo drove to the decaying structure, the ghosts of the past guiding his way. The air inside the mill was thick with dust and decay, a tomb silent for decades. Following the cipher's final clue, Leo pried open a loose floorboard in what was once the foreman's office. His heart pounded in his chest. Beneath it lay not a vintage artifact, but something terrifyingly new. It was a freshly printed photograph of Leo himself, taken just a week prior, with a single newly written cipher scrawled on the back. The blood drained from his face as the horrifying truth dawned on him. This wasn't just about the past. The Cipher Killer was still out there, he was active, and this entire time he hadn't been toying with a legacy. He had been grooming his next opponent. The game had just begun.
वीडियो पसंद आए तो लाइक जरूर करें और ऐसे ही वीडियोस
के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें।